Now to the 11th OP Summer Showcase. I'm so very pleased to now turn the mic over to co-directrix and co-founder Megan McNamara, not McCurry though.
Thank you so much, Emmy. Oh, is this on? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks to Emmy for that warm welcome, and thank you to Cara for so graciously hosting us for the 3rd year in a row. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 11th annual Octavia Project Summer Showcase. Thank you all so much for joining us here tonight to make this such a exciting celebration. I know for many folks in our community, this is something you really look forward to every year, the annual celebration and culmination, if I can speak, of all of the amazing work that our institute and camp participants do. And so it's great to see familiar and new faces in the audience. If you are new to the Octavia Project community, this is a great way to learn about us, this event. So thank you for joining us. We are a Brooklyn-based nonprofit that harnesses the creative power of the arts and the dynamic possibilities of STEM to empower youth in New York City. Our free summer programs provide participants with the support and tools they need to explore diverse career paths, drive change in their communities, and build towards just and equitable futures. And through our multidisciplinary workshops, participants gain critical skills, develop as leaders and change makers, and build powerful community. And this year, we made a really exciting change at the Octavia Project. So we moved from a solo executive director model to a shared leadership model with co-directors. And so I am very thrilled to introduce our new co-director who started in April, Ray Ferreira. And while Ray is new to this co-director role, she is very much not new to the organization. She has been involved for the past 10 years of Octavia Project, teaching, helping us develop our pedagogy, helping us build our community, really helping the Octavia Project become the organization that it is today. So it feels really perfect to have her in this leadership role now. And so it's my pleasure to congratulate Ray in her new role and also for running her first successful summer program.
Thank you, Megan. I'm really honored to help guide the Octavia Project as we continue to grow. And this summer was extraordinary. At our Summer Institute for young women and trans and non-binary youth, ages 14 through 19, students dove into adventures in art, creative writing, science, and technology. They became urban planners. They worked with a professional to create these emergent maps that you see behind me, to draft mayoral platforms, and to use speculative storytelling to envision climate-resilient communities. They became community scientists at the Billion Oyster Project, learning about oyster reef restoration, symbiotically working with marine life to improve our waterways and ability to weather storms. They discussed waste management and composting with BK Rock, New York's first bike-powered composting service. And they interviewed professionals, writers at Gavin Collective, and explored mythic narratives with Hugo Award-winning author N.K. Jemisin, and learned the Indian textile art of Kalantari, and coded their own games on Twine, right? So they did a bunch of things this summer. It was a great summer. And across our very rich summer, we focused on a few key questions. One of them being how you find your place in the world and own all parts of yourself. And then also, how can we tap into our power to imagine and create the futures we want to inhabit? And so that's kind of what happened at the Institute. But at camp, we also did a whole host of other things. The work was echoed in our camp with our students who are in middle school. We dove deep into hands-on learning through workshops in architecture, block printing, physics, ceramics, coding, urban planning, and more. We ventured out into the city, visiting the Museum of Art and Design in Manhattan, and learning about indigo diamond and Pratt Dye Garden, and exploring Brooklyn Bridge Park. Campers also had the chance to learn from our teaching fellows who are Octavia Project alumni who have returned as educators and mentors. And so the creativity, curiosity, and community spirit of our camp and institute participants this summer has been absolutely inspiring to witness. I know you're eager to see the work and the new worlds that our participants have created. Some of you have already begun to see them over there in the gallery space. And so without much further ado, I'm going to introduce our lead teachers and tonight's MCs, who are Magenta and Natalia.
Hi everyone, thank you Ray, and welcome everyone to this celebration for our youth tonight. As Ray mentioned, my name is Natalia and this is...
Hi, I'm Magenta. It's so great to be here with you all.
And we are this year's Summer Institute lead teachers.
Yes, and tonight some of our amazing and beautiful and wonderful participants will be sharing their work. You have an amazing lineup ahead of you. These kids are phenomenal. They're funny, eclectic, super talented, a little bit creepy. But they are so filled with futurism and bright ideas, and I'm really, really proud to have had the chance to teach them this summer because they also taught me.
Yeah, I would love to echo Magenta on that sentiment. The room is filled with creativity, lots of critical thinking, deep conversations, but also a lot of playfulness. And we just want you to remind you to be a supportive audience in the spirit of like cheering their work. We're gonna do a practice run, right? It's very quiet right now. So can I get some like, you know, like shut up? Oh, okay, I love everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so I still don't believe you. Okay, I need more. Okay, so a little bit more, all right? Oh,
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Okay, so first up, we're going to hear from our camp participants, and we're going to start with...
We're going to start with May. We're going to welcome May with a beautiful painting. Come on up, May. One more round of applause, please.
Hi, I'm May, and this is a piece of artwork I made at Octavia in the architectural part of camp. And we made it with coffee. We painted it with coffee, and I like this piece because it's a bus stop that I go to a lot to get to like school and home sometimes, and I chose it because it's a place I know a lot about. Yeah. And this piece is it's a texture painting that I made at Octavia that we used like the paint to make, and I guess it was meant to show like this is a flower and then these are like the ripples coming from the flower when people do stuff. These are the ripples from the actions that people make. Yeah.
Thank Thank you so much, May, for sharing your beautiful art with us. All right, next we have one more summer camp participant. Gabrielle, can you come to the stage and show us your paintings?
Hi, my name is Gabrielle, and today I have two paintings I want to share with you. The first one I made at camp, and it's like supposed to be flowers and like a tile painting, and I made it with like thick acrylic paint and a stencil that I use like for the under part, and this was inspired by a painting that I made in 5th grade that was like with the same tiles and flowers. And what I really love about this painting is like how it's like textured and like the dimensions to it. And then the second painting that I have is I made it at home, and it's like yeah. And it's like, I made it with the same acrylic paint, and I really love it because of like the layering with like the colors instead of like blending it, and yeah, that's it.
Alright, please let's give one more round of applause for our to introduce our Summer Institute, which they're going to showcase some of their work as well.
Yes, so first up we have Begum, who will show us a twine that she made. Please come to the stage. Begum, let's give her a round of applause.
Hello guys, I made a short little twine. It's a small little adventure game where you play someone who runs an animal shelter and a cat who has mysteriously, used to be a person but somehow mysteriously turned into a cat, shows up to your shelter and asks for help. And you have two options. You can either help them or you don't. It's mainly inspired by Roblox, but also inspired by my friends, who I would often come up with silly scenarios such as this. Without further ado, let's start. Alright. Day 1. It's another busy day at the animal shelter in your small little town, tucked away in Robloxia. You feed all the animals, ensure that they are all healthy, and fill up paper. While writing on your paper, you see a cat walk in through the door that you left open. Do you greet the cat, or do you start freaking out? Greet the cat! Oh, you greet it, pretending as if a cat walking in unprompted by itself is normal. Do you need anything? I need your help, the cat exclaimed. I don't know how, but I was turned into a cat. You blink 3 times out of confusion, pondering what to do next. Do you help the cat, or do you not help the cat? Help the cat! I like your energy. Alright, really? Thank you so much. You're a lifesaver. First things first, however, we should do introductions. My name is Laura. What's yours? Now, lovely audience members, you get the opportunity to name our little cat friend. What will you name the cat? Can we get a raise of hands? You?
I would like the cat to be Ella.
Ella, that's a really Ella, that's a really nice name. You nodded. So, alright, where do we start searching? The cat tilted their head to the side and questioning. You think to yourself for a moment, well, we're not going to get anywhere if we just sit inside and do nothing. Let's go outside! Alright, you pick up Ella and allow them to perch on your shoulder before leaving the shelter. Since you have someone who turned into a cat, the smartest thing to do first would be either to go straight to Roblox HQ and have a talk with whoever's in, with the leaders, or put a poster on the help board. Okay. Going straight to the evidence. All right. We're going to take a bus to Roblox HQ. Isn't that far, though? Asked the cat. And then you respond, it's not that far from here. We may live in a small town, but many small towns surround big places like HQ. So you and Ella walked to the bus stop and waited until the bus arrived. And once it did, you two boarded the bus and rode until you reached Roblox HQ. And end.
With a beautiful drawing that she's going to share. Round of applause.
Oh, Tiffany also has a twine. She's going to start with that first. So we're going to go through her twine experience.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Tiffany, or Tiff for short. My twine tagline is that in a dystopian, unknown world where everyone's deaths are set by a specific date. So what happens if you go against that designated date? Let's put it together to find out. So, what name do you guys want to be called? Yes?
James?
James. Okay. Welcome, James. Today marks the beginning of this world's 666th anniversary. Everyone in CUA is meeting in the center of the town to celebrate. Taped on every block's lamp pole is a paper, This World's Rules. So CUA is this world's name. Everything's controlled, nothing goes your way. And then this world's rules. This world's rules. Everyone has deadlines, a designated scheduled time of death. All unscheduled deaths will be reported. Reports so far, 0. More rules will be added as we live. All rules must be obeyed. Soon James goes to the celebratory festival and joins the crowd near the stage where an aspiring illusionist performs his magic. The aspiring illusionist attempts to make his assistant's body split apart, only for the assistant to fail and forget to move her body a certain way for the illusion to work. The magician realizes too late and soon cuts the box in half, accidentally cutting his assistant's left leg. "Oh, loser!" one person shouts from the crowd. "Waste of time, huh?" Another adds. The crowd disperses as an ambulance-looking vehicle arrives. Hurriedly, one tall man dressed in all black, formal attire, brings the injured assistant inside. Instead of a disappointed or sad look from the illusionist, he's seen smirking next to the stage as the ambulance slowly moves out of sight. So you follow the ambulance to a hospital or walk towards the illusionist who's preparing to leave. You follow the ambulance-looking vehicle on taxi. Darkness falls upon you. By the time you finally arrive at a mansion with gates labeled Deadline Plaza. Location still unknown. Head inside to find out. Looking around while entering the gates, the location of this place is labeled as an abandoned cemetery on the sky map app. Upon entering the mansion, the big doors close on you as you're stuck finding the light switch. The dark, cold, eerie, and chilly feeling doesn't leave. Bang! Your head tilt left, and as your eyes shut, you hit the ground. The last thing you see is the ceiling chandelier. And we'll stop here. So this is a 16 by 24 charcoal piece. I started with the grid method, making the paper in 4x4 boxes with an HB pencil. I proceeded to use charcoal and went detail by detail with a reference of the New York streets. I wanted to express every aspect of the image, from its details to historical expressions on the people's faces, which further explores the fleeting feelings of human interaction. However, looking at what the woman's holding and her turned face, it can also portray how we can be so connected yet so distant. Additionally, you're able to imagine the music strung from this artist's hand and picture yourself standing in the block with cars behind making beeping noises and streetlights changing. The busy streets can be depicted and portrayed with just two New Yorkers having a connection with the setting and artistic standards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Can we get one more round? Yeah, this is stunning, stunning. Okay, next up we have Eden, Lana. Eden is going to read a beautiful vignette for us. Eden, take the stage.
Hello, I hope everything's good for you guys. I'm Eden, and I'm going to read you a vignette. And a vignette is a short descriptive passage that captures a moment in time. So here's tonight's rhythm. I picked a comfortable spot around the fire as others began to settle around as well. The fire crackled softly, mixing the sounds of Nepali and English chatter among familiar faces. My relatives had rented out a huge cabin upstate New York for a big family reunion. Everyone lived in different places, making a gathering like this one very rare. We had dragged colorful chairs and a picnic table across the grass, and arranged them into a wonky circle around the fire. I tipped my head back against the oak chair and took in a deep inhale, basking in the coolness of the night and the crispness of the air. We were surrounded by shrubbery, flowers and plants varying in shape and size, wove paths around the garden, leading into an open area of grass big enough for chairs, picnic tables, and a fire pit. My uncle had slipped away moments earlier, and now returned clutching an instrument in hand, his guitar. As others conversed with each other, eyes glowing with soft contentment, my uncle perched on top of a picnic table with his guitar propped up in his arms. He began strumming a familiar tune, fondness blooming on faces scattered across the space. It was a song in Hindi called Musu Musu, one of the many Bollywood songs they grew up listening to in Nepal. Everyone joined in as the lyrics began, heads bobbing, feet tapping, bodies moving along with the rhythm as the music flowed in the night. I sat back and listened to familiar voices tangling together, the guitar keeping a steady rhythm with its strumming. My eyes slipped to my father. His eyes were shut and his brows were relaxed, and as he sang, I could see the corners of his lips raising. It was a familiar sight, one that I could recall seeing countless of times. Since I was young, I would always find him in the living room on the couch, playing his guitar loudly as he sang his favorite songs. He would sing all types, in genres like rock or R&B, and scattered across the many languages he knew. His voice wrapped around Bollywood lover boy songs, and in the blink of an eye would turn to belting 90s Western music. When I watched him sing and play, he always seemed weightless. As I grew older and began becoming more aware of my surroundings and the people that were in them, I realized that sentiment was shared among others in the family. I saw my aunts and my uncles with guitars, and they sang too. I hadn't realized it then, but I was surrounded by musicians, all connected through not only their love for singing, but their instruments. As I pulled my knees against me, I took in the sight of my family. Bodies were sprawled in chairs with languid ease, some cross-legged, others resting one leg over a knee, a few with wriggling children nestled in their laps. Their voices rose and fell in gentle melody, filling the air around us as they sang. Drinks balanced precariously on armrests or directly on the uneven grass beneath their feet, forgone momentarily in the collective harmony. The firelight caught their relaxed expressions, highlighting smiles that appeared and faded with the rhythm of their song. My mom, who had been capturing the scene on her phone, caught my eye with a quick gesture toward the cabin. "Can you keep filming?" she whispered, pressing the warm phone into my palm before slipping away toward the cabin. Turning the phone horizontally to capture more of the gathering, I hit record and settled into position. Through the screen, I witnessed a new, pure joy ring across my relatives' faces. They had transitioned to a new song, voices finding natural harmonies with one another, weaving through the crackling of the fire. My little cousins giggled and squealed in their parents' laps as they played, their parents exchanging knowing smiles above their heads. A few sat silently, gazes fixed on the dancing flames that I had done earlier, simply absorbing this moment. At that moment, after I hit stop on my mom's phone, a thought came to me. No matter where they were, my family brought their love for music everywhere, from the Elambu region of Nepal to its capital, Kathmandu, and finally to New York City. This time, they get to share the music of their homeland with the next generation of kids. And as they sang songs they knew by heart, in a language they knew by heart, the strong strums of guitar rang, carrying the night's rhythm and soul. Thank you.
Beautiful vignette, and that was tonight's reading. Let's give one more round of applause. And now we'd like to invite Onyx, who's going to share Twine and a Beautiful Poem. Let's give it up for Onyx.
I'll be sharing my poem, The Other Side of Icarus, first. The Other Side of Icarus. On top of the world, soaring above Icarus as he fell for the sun, no man was brave enough to ever get too close to the burning gaze. You know, even Dionysus would marvel at the fact he loved the sun so much. Xeric is the sun. It drives his feathers and they burn. Welcoming it was, though, he laughed, throwing his head back. At last he could be free. Looking towards the clouds, ignoring the burning in his eyes, mild remorse could not comprehend his madness. Seeing his body gently float to the ground, lovely golden feathers turning black. Every town's person gathered around to look where he fell, yet only one golden feather remained. Hovering over the crowd in shock, as the feathers started to slowly burn up, over my own head it went before it turned to ash and fell against the gravel below. When the crowd scattered, running back into their houses, I had never seen such chaos before, except in my own mind. While his own death was beautiful to him, it was disturbing to his people. Singing was how the people would cope. Hymns that they would create for Apollo and Venus in this case. Maybe even the gods of the sun wouldn't know what to do with such judgment. Yet Icarus knew what was going to happen. Dying to the burning in the fire, eating away at his skin and mind, yet, after all, there is a certain beauty in setting the world on fire and watching from the center of the flames. There was only him who could ever understand what was happening in his head. How would they deal with this, his insanity? Why were they left to clean up the aftermath? Only Icarus knew the answers to their questions, understood their turmoil as they watched him burn, letting the people fall witness to his last moments. Don't do this, the eyes of innocence can't bear to see this sin, but it was too late. Everyone had already seen before running to cleanse their eyes, before trying to unsee his sin, even though they knew they couldn't erase it, as Icarus' body stained their memory. Until Apollo and Helios, and maybe even Dionysus, could take Icarus away. That had hurt Icarus as he watched from the ring of fire that now surrounded him. I couldn't believe what had ensued, fully aware of everything Icarus had caused, unlike anything I had seen before. Lecturing was all the gods could do, the gods and I could do, as Icarus sat in his glory waiting for the day they could all see why he had died for the sun. You are sitting in a bar at the edge of the forest, drinking a beer in a booth towards the middle of the bar after a shift at the You can hear the clinking of glasses and mugs as drinks are being made at the counter and the light chattering of people surrounding you. People occasionally pass by your booth, so you pay no mind to them until one of them pauses to look at you. Their face is obscured, so you couldn't tell if it was someone you recognized. They place a piece of paper folded in fours on the table before walking away. Take the paper or throw the paper out in the trash.
Take the
You hesitantly take the paper and unfold it, reading its contents. It's watching. You look up, glancing around only to spot a dark figure in the corner. As you notice it, it quickly runs out, facing through the door and into the surrounding forest. No one else seemed to notice the occurrence as they all go on with their night. You quickly place the bill on the table, not bothering to finish your drink as you clutch the paper in your left hand, your bag in your right hand. Rushing after it as fast as you can, you realize it is no use as you open the bar door and see nothing but the dark, faint outline of trees and the illuminated parking lot from the street lights. You curl your fists to glancing back down at the note, a new word again. It's watching you. And that's where we're going to end.
Thank you, Onyx. Could we get another? Okay, next up we have an excerpt from a play by Rosalind with the acting of Kylie.
Okay. So a little background, because this is a scene in the middle of the play, not at the beginning. The story is about how an alien was able to escape the fate of his planet exploding by sneaking onto a ship that he was not invited on. After almost being caught by a guard named Yeru, she goes to report to their queen about a possible uninvited guest. In this scene, I will be playing the guard Yeru, and Kylie will be playing the queen. Hope you enjoy. An automatic door opens to see Yeru walking through it, then not long after bowing down. It is of the utmost importance that I inform you of something, Your Highness. The person Yeru is talking to turns away from her, seen with a light green flowing dress with hints of neon purple. Her skin is a light green that can be seen only from her hands. She has a long pink to magenta to neon blue, to neon purple to blue hair that goes below her waist, styled in pigtails. She is much taller than Yeru and looks at a very large screen that displays data along with profiles.
What's the situation? From what I see, every passenger is well.
Well, it seems that we have an uninvited guest on this part of the ship. The queen looks over at Yeru, showing that she only has one large eye that looks to be dead serious, until it's broken by a...
Come on, Yeru. We proved during the orientation that the lower level is impossible to escape from.
Still not, Amina. Who would run from them when I asked for their name for register?
Well, maybe they have a really embarrassing name, like Wreck or something.
Now you're just being unrealistic. This can be serious, Nani.
Yeah, whoever he is.
The screen loads into a large grid of people.
His face is on this list.
Yeru looks concerned at Nanamina. And so you don't think that we should tell the citizens on the ship?
That would worry them even more, and we don't even know the entire situation yet. It's not like anyone is in danger. We just look tragedy. No need to bring it on board with us.
But it's so weird. I really thought I had him, and he turned out to be this old lady. It's like he completely disappeared. I bet my brother would find him a lot easier.
Hey, it's not your fault you offered to be a guard while he took a break as captain. Just do your best. I'm sure you'll be fine.
All right, but I'm still going to keep a close eye on him this time. When Yeru closes the door behind her, Nanamina feels a tinge of confusion.
Disappeared, huh? That's it.
Okay, up next, and to close us out, it will be Jada with a beautiful
Jada, and I will be presenting a poem about the rainbow. When the sun shines bright and rain falls down, magic happens in the sky all around. Sunlight meets raindrops, a dance they share, creating colors that fill the air. Red and orange, yellow too, green and blue come into view. Indigo and violet join the show, a beautiful arc begins to glow. The rainbow stretches across the sky, a bridge of colors wave up high. Born from sunlight and gentle rain, a love sight that will remain. And my twine is inspired by Annabelle, but not quite. As you can see, I like creepy stuff. Anyways, Anna and her family moved from Paris, France, into a weird-looking apartment building in Brooklyn, New York. Everything was fine at first. She got used to hearing the train every night and smelling smoke coming from outside, which is probably drug dealers, but everything was just fine. A couple nights in, she started to hear something coming from the hallways, like a little kid saying, "What did you do?" And even sometimes, "I'm gonna hurt you for what you did." One night, she decides to, do we leave it alone or do we investigate? Investigate. How many people say investigate? How many people say investigate? And how many people say leave it alone? Alright, we're going to investigate. She decides to investigate the sound with a knife in her hand. Next thing she knows that the creepy doll is standing at the end of the hall saying, "I'm gonna hurt Anna." "Why me? What did I do?" says Anna, walking towards the doll. Then the doll starts to chase her with an axe. Anna starts to run but falls down the stairs and the doll catches up and kills her. Leaving her body there with a note saying, "You're next." Y'all gotta go back. Y'all investigating. She decides to leave it alone because she didn't do anything, right? She keeps hearing the same sound every night, and it's getting very close. A little too close, some may add. Until one Friday night, she hears someone coming inside her apartment. She thinks it's her mom because she started a job that works overtime. "Mom," she says. "Mom," she says again. "Are you there? This ain't funny," she says, walking closer and closer to the kitchen. But next thing she knows, there's no one there, and the door is left wide open. So she closes the door and went back to bed. On the first day of school, Anna was very nervous because it was a new school and her accent was strong, so she thought no one would understand her. As she was heading to class, she dropped her books in front of a girl. "I'm so sorry," said Anna. "It's all right, girl. Hi, I'm Jessica. What's your name?" said Jessica as she grabs Anna's book. I'm Anna. It's nice to meet you. Can you please help me find class A11? said Anna as she takes the books out of Jessica's hands. "Hey, looks like we got the same class. Come with me and I can tell you about myself as we walk, said Jessica. "Okay, sure," said Anna. It was lunchtime and Anna was trying to find a place to sit. As she was looking around, she saw Jessica signing her to come over. Anna came over and sat next to her, and they started talking. "So Anna, where are you from?" said Jessica. "Well, I'm from Paris, France, and I just moved here a couple months ago," said Anna. "Where, may I ask?" said Jessica. "On 145th Street, in an apartment in Manhattan," said Anna. "Oh, do you know the truth about that apartment?" said Jessica. "No, why?" "No, what about it?" said Anna. "Should Jessica, that's where we're gonna end here."
Okay, give it up one more time for all of us.
You all did a very good job as a very supportive audience member. So Give yourselves a round of applause.
Okay, so now we're going to celebrate all of our Summer Institute participants by giving them certificates. So Ray, can you please join us back on stage so that we can celebrate?
So we have Alia Shah. We have Megan Nashia. We have Destiny Jacobs. And we have Eden Lama. We have Giuliano Ortega. We have Jada Lewis. We have Marsha Ramon. We have Onyx. We have Onyx Walmsley. We have Rosalind Rodriguez. We have Tiffany Lee. And then in addition to these wonderful participants, we also have a few participants who've done the Octavia project a couple of times and who take on a little bit more responsibility in our program, and those are our fellows. And so first, we have Anissa Ramatar.
Thank you.
We have Kylie Jackson.
Thank you.
And we have Curtis Lowley. And so please join us in congratulating all of our 2025 participants one more time. And also thank you to our lead teachers who both did a wonderful job this summer creating a
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
And before we end the evening, we wanted to share some news with you about a new initiative at the, for Octavia Project alumni. So this fall, we're going to be launching our Youth Advisory Board, which will center the voices of our alums as we plan the Octavia Project's future. The board will include alumni across our 11 years of programming. Most of our alumni have already returned to our programs in some capacity, whether they be fellows or teaching fellows. And the board offers a chance for alumni to stay involved with the Octavia Project year-round. And so the Youth Advisory Board will help shape our new school year programming, will develop resources for strengthening our alumni networks and supports. To launch this inaugural Youth Advisory Board, we kicked off a mini fundraising campaign today to raise $6,000 by the end of August. These funds will allow us to invest in infrastructure, training, and dedicated staff time to support our Youth Advisory Board. We're excited to announce that we've already raised a good chunk of that money. We've already raised over $1,000 since this morning. And as you know, every contribution brings us significantly closer to our goal. And so we're asking our community to help us amplify the voices of Octavia Project alumni with a gift today. And so to donate, you can scan the QR code on the screen. You can also help us spread the word about this initiative by sharing our emails or our posts on social media as we work to make our vision of the Youth Advisory Board a reality. And now I'd like to bring up my co-director Megan to close out the lovely evening.
Thank you, Ray, and congrats again to all of our amazing participants at both of our programs and all of our fellows. And I want to express my gratitude to everyone who helped make both of our summer programs possible. So first, that's our team, including all of our amazing teachers, Natalia and Magenta, and also Arushi, Autumn, and Cheyenne. Our amazing program assistant, Eden, who has been and all of our incredible guest teachers. Together, all of you worked so hard to create welcoming, warm, encouraging spaces where our participants felt comfortable being themselves and expressing themselves creatively. So thank you so much for all that hard work. I also want to thank our advisory board and our board of directors. The work that you all do is instrumental to helping the Octavia project grow, and you work so hard year-round to support our organization day in and day out. So thank you for all of your hard work. And lastly, okay, hold your applause, hold your applause. Lastly, I want to thank each of you who are here tonight. And I'm going to make you hold your applause again. Each of you here tonight and all of our supporters, particularly our BFFs, all of your support really makes the Octavia Project and these summer programs possible. So thank you so much for believing in our work, our mission, our participants, and the work that we do. Okay, now round of applause for everyone. Moved or inspired tonight, which how could you not have been? There are a few things that you can do to get involved. First, you can follow us on your social network of choice. I'm not going to mention any of them on the mic, but pick which one you like. Two, come talk to us if you're interested in joining our board or our advisory board. We're looking for new folks to join us, so come talk to myself or Ray or anyone else involved. And as Ray mentioned, you can make a contribution tonight to support our Youth Advisory Board. There's a QR code here on the screen, and whether you give $5 or $10 or $20, any little amount makes a really huge difference. So thank you for your support. Okay, and one more quick announcement. For those of you who are 21 plus, we are celebrating afterwards. There will be an after party just up the block, up 7th Avenue at the Copper Still. It's on 7th and 22nd. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay, great, good, yes. You can go there. There will be raffle prizes, food, drink, and a chance to get to know folks from the advisory, our advisory board and our board more. So come, please join us. And just check my notes to make sure I covered everything. Okay, last thank you to the incredible team at Cara for so graciously hosting